Life isn't easy, but you can make it simple. It's not easy, man. It's not. And you may be listening to this episode right now and you're like, whoo. Look, we're going to make it simple today. Because let me ask you this. Have you ever stood on the edge of giving up? And you're like, which day, Marsh? But you're caught in this endless loop, man, because it just seems like over and over again. It's like you're a hamster on the wheel. So today I'm going to dismantle a myth that quitting is the only way out when the future seems like a carbon copy of day after day after day. So join me as I explore from shifting from an all mindset to a next mindset. And this shift can transform your daily decisions into stepping stones toward success. So we're going to break down these barriers. Again, life isn't easy, but you can make it simple, and I'm going to help you out with that. And so we're going to break this down to one day, one decision at a time. And we're going to pull from our future selves, and we're going to conquer today. That's all we got to worry about. It's just today. I'm going to talk about that here in just a minute. So get ready to define what it means to keep going when the going gets tough. And which day is that, Marsh? Seems like every day is tough. Of course it's going to be tough. There are so many nuggets, man, that come from tough days. But you really can't appreciate them when you're in the tough moments. Okay? When you're in the shit, man, it's just like, oh my gosh, it just seems like it just gets shittier. But I'm telling you, if you keep showing up, you keep lining up these decisions that I'm going to talk about today, over time. Remember the timeline we're on. I bang the drum about this. What's the timeline you're on? Eventually and ultimately. Eventually, you make good decisions. Eventually, things are going to tip in your way. And ultimately, you're going to succeed. This is a long game you're playing. So don't look at it just as this year, this month. Look, tomorrow's not even promised anyway. So why are you even worried about that? Just focus on today. And if you don't make it to tomorrow, well, what difference does it make? You didn't make it. You'll have your wings, and you'll be laughing at everybody else down on earth while you're just floating along in heaven. All right, But hopefully, we got a lot of life left in the tank itself. So, welcome. Before I just roll out today's podcast, welcome to What's Your Problem? And your problem today. I know what your problem is. You're tired of quitting. And if you're tired of starting over, then stop quitting. I'm going to help you push through these things. There are times where you should quit. There are moments that things just have become destructive, and then you got to get away from those. You quit drinking. You quit eating bad. You quit toxic relationships. See, there's times that you got to quit. But there are other times for yourself, man, that you got to continue to push through. And you got to push through the hard. Nothing stays the same. Success or failure, it doesn't stay the same. So when you're succeeding, when you're riding high, it's not going to stay forever. So why do you think that when you're losing, that's going to stay forever? It's not going to. It's impossible to stay undefeated or defeated. But it depends on what you do in between those moments. So this is What's Your Problem, the podcast. As I was just about to say, I'm your host, Marsh Buice. And What's Your Problem focuses on the three problems we all face: uncertainty, adversity, and complacency. And you need some skills, some tools. Fortunately, you're already equipped with those things to handle the adversity, embrace uncertainty, and never settle again. And those skills, like I said, you already have them within. They all start with the letter C: communication, curiosity, creativity, continuous learning and action, and productive confrontation. If you will work within those skills every single day, you'll be RFA, ready for anything. Those of you who have rocked with me since 2017, thank you for continuing to come back. Thank you for continuing to share the show. If this is your first time here, consider subscribing and coming back. And we're going to put this both on YouTube, but then also it's just something intimate about listening to a podcast. There are a lot of shows that are on YouTube, but I just prefer to listen to them in a podcast form. I think I get distracted watching the video itself. There are certain things that get said in podcasts that I listen to, that I go back and watch on the show, There is a visual component to it. But for the most part, man, it's just nothing like some earbuds, getting on the road, getting after it, going to run, whatever, working out in the yard, commuting to work, whatever. Enough about that. Thank you so much for being back here. So let's talk about quitting. And we're all familiar with quitting. And we beat ourselves up and we condemn ourselves about quitting. And, quitting can really feel like an all or nothing kind of decision, because you tend to quit based on fear casting. And let me tell you what fear casting is. Fear casting is when you look into the future, you match it to everything that the blood, sweat, and tears that you've been putting into all these days and all the days that you've been putting in right now. It just seems like it gets worse, right? It seems like it's just never going to get better. So you fear cast, you look into the future, you judge the future based on what's going on today, and you say, what's the use, man? It's never going to get any better. So we heap all of the fear casting, all of the tomorrows, we heap it all into today, and we get overwhelmed, and we quit. What if instead of looking at all, because that'll shit you out, you'll shit the bed on that, instead of looking at all, why not just focus on next? A next mindset. I love the next mindset. See, results aren't instant. They're not. Results are a compilation or collection of decisions that are compounded over time. This means that success or failure isn't a moment, it's a process. And I think, really, dude, we just make life harder than it should be. Because, see, each day is challenging enough. Why in the world are we so prone to lumping 365 of tomorrows onto the plate of today? Why do we do this? It's insanity. And obviously you can't hold it. You can't sustain a year's worth. You couldn't eat a year's worth of food in a day. That's what we do, though. We take our problems and we treat it. You can't eat a year's worth of food, but we take all the problems for the year that we see, that we think, plus some, and all the things from the past. So take decades and decades, and we put it all on today. And no wonder it crushes us. No wonder we quit. Let tomorrow handle itself. Yesterday is gone. Tomorrow hasn't arrived. All you got is today. And tomorrow is still today. It's still the same thing. The Bible even says that. Why even worry about tomorrow? Just focus on today. So let's take that mindset and just focus on today. Because the decisions that you make today shape tomorrow anyway. And tomorrow will shape the next day, and the next day, and the next day. Just keep it boxed in, just with today. And so what I want you to do is I want you to adopt a pull mindset rather than a push. Pulling from your future self, using just a handful of decisions each day, working a process that keeps you in alignment. Navy SEAL cadets are taught this. The drill instructors, they're not there to advise you to, it's okay, we're going to get through that. No, they're trying to get you to quit. They are. They're making quitting, warm shower, 3 squares a day, no more drills in the sand, no more getting in the cold Pacific Ocean. You can lay up, a ride will come pick you up, you're good. That's what the drill instructors are, just painting that picture. But the SEAL cadets are taught to just focus on chunking their day down. So the only thing that they have to do is wake up, get to breakfast, get to lunch, get to dinner, get to bed. They're taught to just look at one segment at a time. Instead of the end of the day, oh, I got to get to bed. Oh, I got to eat dinner. No. If you just woke up, just fight like hell to get to breakfast. eat. Now, wade back in the waters of hell again, just get to lunch. I just got to get to lunch. And once you get to lunch, get to dinner. Dude, when I was going through hell in my life, that is exactly the mindset that I had. I got to wake up at a set time. I got to get to breakfast. I got to get to lunch. I got to get to dinner. I got to get to bed. And the world was like crushing me, man. I was demoted. I was broke. I was suicidal. And all I said was just get to bed. And the next day when I woke up, I just believed it was going to be better. Same thing, rinse and repeat. Sometimes, man, that's what you have to do. See, those who quit see the challenges as never ending. But those who succeed only see the challenges as temporary. So let me ask you this. What do you want? Chances are you want to be in better shape. You want to learn more so you can advance more in life. You want to make more money. You want to be creative. You want to spend time with your family. It's probably the things we all have the same things in common. Now, how we get there and to what degree is all going to be a little bit unique. So based on what you want, structure your day to make those things possible. And now I get it. There are going to be things that are going to be pulling at you. You got debt. You got health issues. Maybe got a little family situations, family strife. All right? Those things, they're moments. They're not monumental. And probably a lack of decisions and a lack of structure in your life and just pushing those things aside have compounded over time. And the results now feel like you're a failure as a father. You're a failure as the leader of your home because you've got your family in debt. You're not making enough money. See, that thing can just spiral out of control. Chunk that thing down. If you got there, then you can get out of there too, right? Remember, nothing stays the same. So based on what you want, you structure these things into manageable daily decisions. That's all you have to do. And what I like about a process, these small daily decisions, these checkpoints I call them, even if one of them gets a little bit out of alignment, it's not an all situation, you have next. So the next day, you just want, so say for instance, you woke up at a set time, you're well rested, you woke up at a set time, you read, you wrote, but then you just blew it up that evening, ate a whole tub of popcorn, and now you're like, I didn't eat right. Damn, it didn't work out today. All right. So the next day, it's just a couple of things that are out of alignment. It's not all. It's all not torched. So don't torch everything. Just kick those things. Just nudge them. They're just nudged a little bit out of alignment. Just nudge them back and work your decision every single day. That's how growth happens. It's consistent, and it's damn sure within your control. And if you think about failure happens, it's because you're not in control. You're not structured. And so things are just at a whim and you're reacting to everything instead of just plodding along, looking at today, making good decisions that are in alignment with my future self. So I'm pulling from my future self to become the man that I want to be. So you need to see your day as a budget of time and energy. Wake up at a set time with enough budget and margin in there. That way you can bust a sweat, go exercise, read 15 minutes or so. And I say, read, dude, get on the treadmill while you're warming up, or if you like to, do your cardio, and download a Kindle book and read something. Or if you prefer to listen to something. I like to read and listen, but I like to enhance my focus muscle based on the reading aspect of it. So I like to do the random reading, 15, 20 minutes, and then write about what you just read. Write about what you learned. Or maybe it's something that you've been thinking about. Put it on paper. I'm an advocate that every single day, man, you should at least write one page. Empty your mind to clarify your thoughts. And don't get all constipated in your mind with all these thoughts and all this heaviness. Put it on paper. Write these things out. Make it make sense to you. Write a letter to yourself. As if you can always give someone else advice, yet we can't give our own self advice. So write a letter as if you're writing to someone else, but it's for yourself. Give yourself advice that way. It's a hell of a way to do it. And then, based on what you've lived and learned along the way, then share that with the world. We all want to improve. Help us. Help us. Everybody's an expert at something. Everybody is better at something than someone else. Share your expertise. And it doesn't matter how you do it, whether it's a photo, whether it's a snippet, whether it's a sound bite, whether it's a video, whatever fits your world. You want to write it out, that's fine. But whatever it is, share it. See, that act of sharing means that you're contributing to society. And the world will in turn reward you, man. I'm living proof of that. So that's the reading and the writing aspect of it. And then plan your meals. This is so important, man. You know you're going to eat today. Why just act like, oh, I didn't know I was going to eat today? Or what happens? I went all day, I didn't eat. What are you going to go do? Go grab a number 6 from any fast food restaurant. That's what you end up doing. So if you know that you're going to do this, plan ahead. Keep things in your house. All my meals take, 5-10 minutes to make. I don't have these long days that I can prepare all that. Find something that fits your groove and you do those things, even if it's a meal prep service. If you like that, I prefer not to. If you want to do that, fine, do that. But again, it's that consistency. When you fuel your body right, you think right, you look better, you speak better, and you don't stank and smell all sour. People that just eat bad and they start sweating, you're like, ooh, you are what you eat. And then get to bed on time. That's important. Get to bed on time so that way you can rinse and repeat the next day. Again, life is not easy, but you can make it simple. And the simplicity is just a few daily decisions every single day. Look, life isn't meant to be overwhelmingly difficult. And so when you break this down into small, manageable daily decisions every single day and focus on next and not all, don't worry about the timeline when. When is not your concern. What you do for when it happens is totally your concern. That's the only thing you need to look at. Lay this one brick, win this one decision, go to the next decision. Win that decision, go to the next one. Rinse and repeat, day after day after day. And you'll create the margin and the space, and you'll be a better representation not only for yourself, but your confidence will go through the roof. Your family will be enjoying you because you're the best version of yourself, not given just a drunk version of yourself. And then you show up for your family, and you show up for the rest of your life better. That's all it is. And so when you make these small decisions every single day, consistently, over time, eventually things are going to start turning, and ultimately you are going to be the definition of success that you've always wanted to be. All right, let's get out of here. Thanks for sharing today's episode. Keep it simple, keep it moving, never settle, stay tough. Peace.